In today's video, we'll be exploring and analyzing popular lip balms. I, for one, am shocked at the level of greenwashing I uncovered.
Like good old times, car chat. Wanted to tell you a little bit like why I chose what I chose. So at the store, what do we think of in like the most cliche fashion as far as lip balm? Maybe bliss sticks or chapstick, you know, but those things are not considered clean beauty, and I think it's pretty widely known that that's the case. So it's not something I'm interested in examining on this page. So I left those at the store. I did not purchase those, but what I wanted to get were a couple that can be now considered, generally speaking, clean beauty, although that is a loaded term. There is so much greenwashing in the industry right now. And I picked ones that were, you know, clean enough to qualify for my experiments. I tried on all three, and at first I tried Aquaphor, and I actually liked that one the best because I felt like it was heavy enough that it stayed put on my lips and it absorbed quickly. I got like immediate relief from that, and it just felt good. Then the second one I tried was Burt's Bees, and I actually wasn't too happy with it. It felt very surface level, gave me like Vaseline type vibes a bit, and so that was definitely the worst one of all three. And then the EOS that I tried felt nice, a little thin as far as the lip balm itself. Like the feel on it on my lips just felt like a little more runny oil rather than thick substance that would hold on my lips for longer. And then it has all those scents on them that I don't really necessarily care for. Personally, when I'm drinking water or eating and I have lip balm on my lips, I don't really want to smell, because obviously you smell from your lips very easily. I don't want to smell birthday cake or watermelon. That's just me personally. Some people might like a scent to their lip balm, but personally I don't care for it. And as far as like these formulas that I plan on making with you guys, I do not plan on using any essential oils right now, at least as we're getting started, just to keep things really simple. And I mean, also it depends on the product that I'll be making, but right now that's kind of like where my head's at. Let's start in order that I looked into it. So first of all, let's talk about the EOS lip balm. They are saying they are 100% natural, sustainable shea, protective antioxidants, made for sensitive skin, all-day moisture, Leaping Bunny certified, gluten-free, paraben and phthalate free, made in the USA. Those are the claims on the packaging. Now, as far as the ingredients go,
I have some comments. So first of all, it's made with beeswax, which means it's not vegan. Not that it matters, but for some it does. And whenever there's beeswax in a product, it's not a vegan product. Also looking at the ingredients list as it descends in order of volume of ingredients. Always when you look at an ingredients list, it's like the first ingredient, there's the most of that ingredient, and then less and less and less. By looking at that, I can conclude that you can basically make this with sunflower seed oil, beeswax, coconut oil, shea butter, and jojoba oil in that order. This product makes a lot of free claims, but it is not scent-free. In fact, there are 2 skin sensitizers in it, citral and limonene, as components of its flavor. Instead of using an essential oil that they could write on the ingredients list, they are using flavor, which personally I don't like, because those are all blanket terms that can mean anything, really. The other ingredients are just for additional hydrating and antioxidant properties, such as tocopherol, which is really just a fancy word for vitamin E oil. It's just there to prevent the oils from going rancid. My comments on the packaging are as follows. 100% natural, yes, but what is the flavor? We're not there as far as clean beauty unless we can state that out in the open. It also says it's made for sensitive skin. And personally, if I were to formulate something for sensitive skin, I would probably make the product scent-free. And if not, then I would not use something that I would end up having to call as flavor. I like the fact that this lip balm is made in the US, but you gotta remember that the way that products are made, you source the ingredients often globally. So just because it's made, the lip balm is made in the US, doesn't mean that the ingredients come from the US. They actually do state that on here. It says made in USA with global materials, which is honest. I like it. The next lip balm that I looked at was the Burt's Bees Vanilla Bean. And as far as the packaging, it says it's of 100% natural origin, responsibly sourced beeswax, Leaping Bunny certified, moisturizing, and formulated without parabens, phthalates, petrolatum, or SLS. Made in the USA. Let's get into it. So the things that stand out to me about the Burt's Bees lip balm is, again, it's not vegan because it uses beeswax. And it also has lanolin, which is a waxy substance extracted from sheep's wool. Personally, it gives me the ick. This product, if I look at the ingredients list per volume again, examining it, this product could be made with sunflower seed oil, coconut oil, and beeswax. That's really all it is. What concerns me is that flavor is the 4th ingredient out of 15 ingredients. And they only call it natural flavor. And it doesn't tell us anything because natural is not a regulated term. So it can really mean anything. What that also tells me when the flavor is the 4th ingredient is that all the other ingredients after those 4 ingredients come in very small amounts. And that makes it even more apparent that this stick really, truly, and only is made with sunflower seed oil, coconut oil, and beeswax. That's it. Now, an ingredient of some concern here. The ingredient ammonium glycerate. I don't pretend to know how to pronounce these words. Sounds scary, but it is a compound derived from licorice root and generally considered safe. It's also used in some foods as a flavoring agent, and it's considered natural because it's derived from a natural source. But what that doesn't tell you when something is naturally derived is how it has been extracted. Extraction methods can be organic, or extraction methods can be synthetic, and that is not mentioned. And at this point, I'd like to mention that there's a bit of controversy going on with Burt's Bees in general, because since 2007, Burt's Bees has been owned by Clorox. Yes, the bleach company. And I, for one, am one of those people that it just doesn't sit well, especially when there's some confusion as far as the ingredients. Yeah, I get skeptical as to what's going on. Lastly, this product has canola oil in it. I don't know why you would put canola oil in there, but I guess it just goes with the territory of everything that I've now mentioned about this. Canola oil is not a good oil for you. And something we gotta remember about lip balms is that because they go on our lips and then we drink and we eat, everything basically that we put on our lips ends up in our stomachs. We end up eating it. And maybe the things that go on your lips should even be more important to consider than like the things that go on your face, for example. I know there's like a stat of how many pounds of lip product women eat, and men, because they kiss. There is a stat, and I'll throw it here because I don't know it off the top of my head. This packaging gives me a run for my money right now. 100% natural origin. What a big blanket term. Going from the plant to this tube, nothing is said about that when you say natural origin. It can be 100%, it can be 1,000% natural origin. It says nothing about how that plant turned into this lip balm. Nothing. The other term that's amusing is formulated without, because it doesn't mean free off. The way that the ingredients may have still been processed is still unknown. This product is also made in the USA of global ingredients. It says it right in the back. The third product that I looked into was coconut oil aquaphor lip balm. And I think they kind of fooled me because I don't consider this to be like a natural brand. This to me says very like clinical, lab made. The whole name screams that to me. But the packaging is very well greenwashed. And as I was quickly choosing which lip balm to get from the store, this made it in the cart. Mainly because I thought that maybe it could pass the test. But boy, was I wrong. Let's get into it because this one's a good one. First of all, it says 99% naturally derived ingredients, 1% skin-safe synthetic ingredients, naturally inspired, gentle on sensitive skin, relieves dryness and soothes chapped, cracked lips, fragrance-free, no preservatives or dyes, keep out of reach of children, and made in Mexico. This is so good. My research on this is so good. I was having a blast. So let's start with the first ingredient, which means the main ingredient, the bulk of this lip balm, is made with octudodecanyl. Octudodecanyl. It sounds scary, but it's just a typically naturally derived fatty alcohol, which is meant to provide moisture and act as a silicone substitute, which in a lip balm means creating an occlusive layer. In other words, providing like a seal to allow the ingredients underneath it to absorb better, and it holds moisture in. One might wonder why somebody would choose this ingredient. It could be that it is affordable. It could be that because of their clinical look, that they are using something lab made, which is probably clear in color or white. Or it could just be a branding thing, where with this brand, them not being known as natural, they don't want to use a natural ingredient as the first one. Maybe they want you to read the ingredients with kind of a convincing ingredient in the beginning, because we're kind of brainwashed into thinking that natural isn't as effective. So it could be just mental games like that. It's actually an interesting thing to point out that all of these lip balms are white in color. Whereas when I've formulated natural lip balms, they tend to usually have a yellowish or even a little bit brownish beigey tone, depending on the oils that you use. So the issue with the reason that a lot of companies still formulate like this is because people are not used to seeing any color in their skincare products. We're so brainwashed to think that this kind of sterile white look is the best. I think that maybe through this clean beauty culture that we live in right now, maybe people are finally starting to learn that those colors are actually a good thing. Because if you think about it, like beeswax, for example, is sold in natural form and then in bleached form. Well, what happens when you start bleaching ingredients? You probably lose some of the nutrients, right? So it's just something that these clean beauty companies are kind of having to teach the public still on, because it's obviously not a good thing to use these highly processed, bleached, refined, blah, blah, blah ingredients. This product also has synthetic ingredients, ascorbyl palmitate and pentolactone, which is maybe necessary for the formula that they made, but it is unnecessary as far as like creating a lip balm. And that's kind of like the point that I'm trying to make here. When you make your own, you don't have to use 15 ingredients, and you definitely don't need to use any synthetic ingredients to treat your lips, to moisturize them, to heal them, to do all these things. You don't need synthetic ingredients. Also, this product has water in the formula. This is a waxy stick. Obviously, it's not liquidy in any way, so it might be that the water was used as a delivery method for some of these ingredients that are in it. This is also not a vegan product, which I would think that if you make a synthetic product, that you could at least make it vegan. So like if you're using synthetic products, then maybe at least like increase your customer base and don't use beeswax, so that anybody, then at least the vegans, can enjoy it. What's even more confusing about this one is that the packaging marks panthenol, tocopherol, and citric acid as one of its synthetic ingredients. Those ingredients are available in all natural form. So why are they using synthetic ones?
I'm guessing the ones that they've developed are maybe proven to be more efficient, or maybe they're just more cost effective. But again, at what cost? More efficient in moisturizing lips at the cost of putting poison on your lips and then eating it. The last ingredient I have to point out is castor oil that they're using, which is a great oil, but they are using hydrogenated castor oil. Now let's get to the packaging, because this one was fun. Remember, it said 99% naturally derived ingredients. Naturally inspired. This is greenwashing at its best. It's fragrance-free, which is great, except that there's a lot of processing that has gone into the ingredients. Actually, let me check if it even smells like coconut. It does not. How worrisome is that? Coconut oil has a scent. We all know that. If you cook with it, you're going to taste that coconut in everything because of the oil. This does not smell like coconut. That's not a good thing. No preservatives. Well, yeah, there's literally nothing of living off the earth to preserve. No dyes. Well, yeah, it's literally the color of your lab coat. Keep out of reach of children. How about adults? Lastly, just because they needed one more brownie point. It's made in Mexico. So now, you might be wondering, what kind of product do you plan on making then? How can you make a better one at home? I mean, these are professionally formulated products. A lot of money and expertise has gone into creating these. Well, yeah, that's not the point. The point is that you can make these at home. You can make this one at home. No, well, not these ones. You probably can't. And that's the problem. You cannot make these at home because you'll never be able to buy their flavor. You'll never have access to their lab. That'll never happen. That's right. But you have access to natural oils, butters, and waxes. And trust me, that's all you need to create a beautiful product. So the must-haves, we need to use natural ingredients that one does not mind ingesting. I also plan on formulating my version with as few ingredients as possible, while also making sure that the product still works well. I am also going to make my product vegan this time. Whenever I can, I like to make those products work for everybody. So if I don't see a real need to use beeswax, I'll likely stay away from that. I do not plan to add any kind of scent to the lip balm. Some of the oils that I use will have a natural aroma, and that is gonna come through, and that is fine. The end review on the products that I reviewed is that the EOS is the winner. I have my issues with it. However, if out of these three I had to buy one, I'd get this one. The point with my approach to making products at home is that we can make great products at home with fewer ingredients, more transparency, while still maintaining the product's safety and effectiveness. Us women also used to know how to formulate beauty products at home, and we don't anymore. And I consider that a lost freedom skill. It would truly be my honor if I were the person who were to teach you how to formulate at home. As women, we should feel empowered with our beauty. And the industry is kind of treating us as like lab rats. And through this toxic, insecurity-based marketing out there for products, we're being victimized. And taking that control back into your own hands and creating beauty products at home with good, solid, natural ingredients is key to breaking free from all of that. You guys might have noticed that I did not end up actually formulating the product in this episode. So what happened is I had this grand plan that I announced in my last episode that I was going to try the product, analyze the product, create my own product, and then try on my own creations all in one episode. But I realized as I started working on this that there is such an information load here that I would like to share with you guys that if I just cram it all in one episode, it's either going to be an hour-long episode or I will not be able to tell you as much about everything that I would like to. And because my goal is to actually teach you guys along the way and to learn with you and to really explore with some good, explorative thoughts and analysis, I don't want to rush this process by cramming everything into a week. And because also some products might take me more than a week of even just formulating to get to the answers. So I'm going to be splitting up that initial idea into at least 3 parts. And if it takes longer for any of those segments, then I will make more episodes as needed. Thanks for watching my video today. Next week we will be formulating lip balms and I will be sharing all of my struggles and successes and everything that kind of goes through my mind as I am formulating these lip balms. And I don't know yet how I'm gonna film it because it will be the first time that I'm doing this for the cameras. So it should be interesting though. You're gonna learn a lot. So I'll see you next time.